Well, hello, and welcome to Brad Reviews Suicide Squad 2016. Just in case they come out with another movie or something, we have a basis for when this was. Really quick, I'm just recording my own personal thoughts, because for this review, I may have the assistance of my brother and his girlfriend, who are hardcore DC Comics fans, so they might be able to help me out a bit with some of the things that I didn't notice or catch in the movie. So I want to record my own bit first, just in case I can't get with them in a timely fashion, to have something of a group discussion on, what the movie did well, what the movie didn't do so well, and, the stuff in between, really. And also my reviews are mainly for, the mainstream, the average Joes who really like the movie. The inclusion of their involvement is because, they're hardcore DC fans. I've always wanted to have collaborators on videos, and yeah. So, basically, this is just a disclaimer thing, in case I don't have their involvement, because, people's schedules and all that stuff may create issues. So, on that note, what are my thoughts on Suicide Squad? Well, first off, for those who may not know the story of the Suicide Squad, and this is a very Cliff's Notes version, basically, well, actually, I'm going to throw a quick spoiler alert also. I'm going to have to cover some small spoilers for the movie, but it's unfortunately necessary. So, be warned. I will try to avoid as much as possible, but there are some things I do have to cover. Anyway, now that I've got that done, for those of you who may not know the basic story of the Suicide Squad, it's basically a group made up of, DC Universe villains, from Batman, The Flash, other heroes. I don't know all of the members, and where they come from and such, but basically it's a group of, these villains who have been captured, by the United States government, held up in prison because, they do bad things, of course, and they get recruited into Task Force X. Basically I want to say Black Ops, I don't know exactly the meaning of the term, but basically, a team that goes in with some government approval, government approval and, oversight, but officially, they have no affiliation to anyone. So, in case things go south, frickin', Midtown got destroyed, by this villain, and, apparently they were working with, Harley Quinn, Killer Croc, etc. Because, really, you can't associate yourself with bad villains. It's not good. People won't understand, and they'll start to question, how good you really are. So, yeah. Basically, they recruit these people that are already in prison, and using leverage, they get them to do what they want. Like, oh, hey, stop this terrorist attack, or deal with this thing, or save this person. And, you'll get some reduced prison time, and, well, you won't have an explosive that we injected into your person explode. Because, yeah, that is a thing. As for this movie, it's kind of like, the start of Task Force X, the Suicide Squad. Again, I prefer the name Suicide Squad as opposed to Task Force X. But, basically, it's kind of like, okay, let's try this out and see how it works for the first time, because a serious disaster occurs, and, well, the United States government isn't really established to handle it. So, yeah, they bring in Harley Quinn, Joker's sidekick, Deadshot, one of the Batman villains, who is known for being one of the most excellent marksmen. Honestly, he makes shots that are, I feel really seriously impossible. He can bounce it off of 3 or 4 different things to get to a person behind cover or something. He's that good. Killer Croc, Waylon Jones, who's basically a crocodile man due to a skin condition. And then we have some other characters that I'm not as familiar with. Captain Boomerang, one of the Flash's, villains, and El Diablo, basically a guy who can use pyrokinesis so effectively that he legit destroyed like about a prison yard full of like rioting inmates in about 2 to 3 seconds by himself. Yeah. Basically, they get sent into, I believe it was Midtown. I said the name before as a subtle thing, but because a meta-human, as the government likes to call superheroes like Superman, has appeared, and yeah, they can't handle it properly themselves. So hey, let's send in the Suicide Squad, because every mission is pretty much suicide, to try and handle the situation. And basically it covers, that adventure. So I guess you can make some comparisons to like, maybe Guardians of the Galaxy, or at least a small points toward Escape from New York or Escape from LA, with the exploding thing inside of your body. And I haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy, so I can't really properly compare, but I really enjoyed this movie. Like, it has all the crazy action that you're seeing in the trailers and such, like these villains just going to town against the bad guys, Harley Quinn using her crazy gymnastics skills, and just craziness. But I also like that they humanize these characters. Like they do quickly go over, Harley Quinn's story, and a few of the other villains, like to establish, okay, here's who they are in case you don't know. And I appreciate that. Like, that's how I was able to tell you about El Diablo a minute ago. And Waylon Jones I've known about, Deadshot I've known about, because of the video games. And yeah, like, some of the characters are bad, but they do some good things. And, it's kind of like the idea that even if you're bad, you can still do good. And I mean, they're bad people who are supposed to do good things for the government. And then, of course, one big thing that I want to address, because it's going to be a big thing, this is the first live-action incarnation of the Joker since Heath Ledger in the Dark Knight movies. And, so there are going to be people who are like, okay, how does that measure up in comparison to Heath Ledger's? First off, I want to point out that, Mr. Leto didn't have as much screen time, in the movie. So, something to bear in mind. I did like it. He was crazy. The look was unique. Like, I did get small hints of, like, some things taken from Heath Ledger, kind of like the laugh, some of the mannerisms that he displayed. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, like, oh, he's copying this character. It's just, okay, like, here's some stuff that worked, of course. So we're going to, like, borrow those little bits and work them and use them in this character. And that's totally fine with me. Like, so it's hard to say, oh, hey, this character was awesome or this character was bad, because we didn't have as much time with him. His big tie to this thing was Harley Quinn, one of his, henchmen, sidekicks, whatever. And basically trying to get her away from the government because he's the Joker. He likes to hang on to his property with an iron-tight grip. But yeah, it was a crazy, interesting adventure. Admittedly, when you look at it a bit critically, it does have its faults. Like, I didn't care for the villain, and like, this group taking on this, like, totally overpowered villain is a lot to swallow, I feel like. But I enjoyed this because, I knew some of these characters, and I was drawn into the whole idea of, a group of supervillains coming together and actually doing some good in their own unique way. And, like, looking at the characters and them interacting and what they do, like, it works. But the plot thing of we have to take on this overpowered villain, I didn't care as much for. Like, but you have to have some overarching, threat for them to take on. Otherwise, what the hell are they doing together? So, yeah. So, I mean, I feel like that's why there are people who are like, oh man, this movie is crap, and other people are like, oh man, this movie is great. Some people, I think, are looking more critically, so they're like, I don't like it as much. And then there are the people who are looking at, like, oh my god, it's Harley Quinn, Captain Boomerang, Deadshot, like, all these characters together, having this crazy adventure, doing all this crazy shit, and, they actually get to develop those characters and learn a bit about them, and I appreciate that. And I feel like that's more what you're supposed to take away from this movie, is, like, who are these characters? Like, yeah, they're bad guys, but they have some good qualities to them. And, they aren't just monsters. Like, they have people they care about. They have stuff they want to do. They have things to protect. And they can actually be a bit humorous in their own dark fashion. So, I would say, go see the movie for yourself. I know a cheap theater by me that is showing the movie, so if I see it again, I probably will go there. Like, because I feel like, for me, to get a proper perspective, I need to see this at least twice. But I definitely feel like it was a good investment to go see the movie. I saw it opening day with my brother, his girlfriend, and a couple of their friends. And it was very enjoyable. I hate phones. Awesome. Cool. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Suicide Squad. I would say go see the movie. Now, hopefully, if I do get, if I do coordinate with my brother and his girlfriend Margaret, we can work together on the video. If not, the review will end here, unfortunately, and maybe, one day in the future, I can record something, we can get it together, and we can have another video, basically. And also, really quick here at the end, I just want to, denote that, the interesting costume. Basically, I've seen a male Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad, and, I wanted to kind of do my own thing. This is, honestly, very alpha version of the cosplay. Because, I still got to do, red and blue in my hair and stuff like that, but I want this to be my DC cosplay until I can figure out how to do a good Harvey Dent costume. I really love the character, but this is a good cosplay, I feel like, for me to go with right now, because my brother and his girlfriend do Harley Quinn and Joker. Patrick's is, I'd say, pretty well based off of Dark Knight Joker, and Margaret's Harley Quinn is kind of the traditional, red and black, wearing Harley Quinn from Batman the Animated Series, with some elements from, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and such. And, I don't know, I'm always wanting to be in group cosplay things, so maybe this is my cosplay thing with them for now, until I can figure out a good character. Oh, also Red Hood, but I need to work on that cosplay, clearly. And also, hey, maybe we can spin it as, this is a Suicide Squad Tim Drake Joker version thing. Look at Batman Beyond Return of the Joker. You'll get it. Also, crap, spoilers for that movie, too. Anyways, guys, that's all I really have to say. It was an awesome movie. I loved it. Sorry for the rambling about my own cosplay stuff, but it's kind of relevant to this, so sorry. As always, have fun, stay safe, be hydrated, and I'll catch you next time.